Okay, I think it's better now. Okay. Ooh, that mic is actually so good. Let me reframe myself so y'all can see my whole face. Hi. Okay. This is low key like a FaceTime call. It's not art related at all. Okay. I'm just talking because this YouTube channel is my personal journal. So the background is different, but the background is not the only thing that's different right now. I cut my hair off. I cut my locks. I had locks for 5 years, but I just decided yesterday to cut them off. I don't really have a reason. Of course, I mean, yeah, I do have a reason, but I wasn't. I think at first I wasn't really ready. I didn't think it through. It wasn't something I planned. I just looked at myself in the mirror. I dropped my kid off. I dropped my son off at school, and when I came back home, I just cried. I cried and I cried and I cried so much. I'm not gonna cry in this video, but I definitely have like watery eyes. But yeah, I cried and I cried and I cried for a couple of minutes for like an hour or so. I crashed out. It's okay to crash out, as long as the crash out doesn't bring you to a phase where this is all you are. It's okay to go through emotions, but I always try to remind myself that I am not the emotions, I am just experiencing them. And it's helping me to evolve as a better woman, like not only for myself, but the people around me. Um, I looked at myself in the mirror and it just seemed right for me to cut my hair off. So, yeah, as I was saying, sorry, my phone died. Anyways, as I was saying, I just looked at myself in the mirror and I thought to myself, I think this is time. As I was thought about cutting my hair, but I didn't know it would be now. But I just felt it in my guts. So this excruciate excruciating no. Anyways, I don't know what I'm trying to say. This big ass feeling of me not recognizing myself anymore. It all started from that shroom trip that I had a few weeks ago. And I only took like one, no, I only took like 1.5 grams of shrooms. And it really like, I was off the top. Like that was a very potent shroom. And we took it in hot chocolate. We took it on hot chocolate. We're in my bedroom. We're chilling. The Everything was set up for my trip to be amazing. And one thing that stood out was that I burst out in tears and I was crying uncontrollably for I don't know for how long, because I don't have time notion when I'm off the shrooms. It was just a pivotal moment for me. I already knew that that trip was going to be pivotal and it was going to change my perspective on a lot of things. And one of the big things were that I am changing. The only thing that never changes is change. I didn't really know how to alchemize that knowledge that I gained from my trip about myself, about the world, about everything in my life. Also something that was very much more, is that even English? Sorry. Also something that was a lot more present in my consciousness was that the more that I learn, the less that I know. Which is something that I already knew, because like it's all over the place on like spiritual TikTok, spiritual everything, spiritual YouTube and shit. Like every spiritual influencer, if I can call them. Like, I don't really, anyways, that's another subject. But every person always, they always mention that in their own way, that, it's not about how much you know. The more you know, the less you realize that you know. And that's totally normal because our human brain cannot really digest all of that complex information that we live in. But I get back to myself, and within myself, there's a whole universe living inside of me. I'm kind of stopping trying to always understand the external world, because sometimes there's not really you don't have to know everything. The thing you need to know, the person you need to know to learn how to sit with and live with for the rest of your life is yourself. Because if you don't know yourself, you're not going to be able to love anybody correctly. You're not going to be able to know anybody else correctly. You're not going to be able to know how to express yourself, to like put your own place into this world. And this is why this was like a brick wall into my face, because when I think about my teen years, when I think about me in high school, when I think about me in elementary school, I see that little girl who was so attached to her external perception. Not that I was a people pleaser. I'm not gonna lie. I was a people pleaser, and I was very, very male centered in a bad way. Not in a sense where I would, sneak out and do some snake ass moves to my friends for men. Not in that way, but it's like I didn't grow up with the best relationship with my dad, and it's just went to, how I grew up, and my early experiences in life were very, very male centered. I learned about a lot about that, and I think that my hair was really related to these experiences in particular, which I'm glad that I caught off. I feel lighter. I feel so much more detached. Because, in our society, hair is it's such a thing that woman, there's this stigma around hair that, oh, your hair isn't looking right, then, especially as a black woman, oh, your hair isn't looking right, then you're not, that beautiful. You're not gonna attract, you're not gonna, whatever it is. I didn't cut my hair to attract any type of man. I don't give a I I'm like kind of repulsed at this point. I'm not a misandrist. I don't hate men, but I hold a lot of my traumas are around men. I feel lighter. I feel better, and I'm completely detached. I mean, not completely, but I think that cutting my hair off helped me to digest that information. I think that cutting your hair off is something that every woman should do at least once in their lives. Because, especially as a black woman, it's it's like you're learning how to see your whole beauty, your ethnic structure, your face structure. I'm looking at my face. My face looks so different because there's nothing around it to hide it. I can't hide my face anymore. I'm really grateful for all of these experiences that I lived in the past, and I'm not spitting on them. I'm not spitting on the people who hurt me, because without them hurting me, I wouldn't be the woman that I am today. I wouldn't be the amazing Lumière that I am today. I am so grateful for all the tears that I shed, for all the heartbreaks, the trials, the difficulties in life. I'm really, really, really grateful for everything. And it all summed up to me cutting my hair off. And I'm not gonna lie, I low-key regretted it for a few hours yesterday, but now I'm looking at myself and it's the second day. I'm like, okay, it's been more than 24 hours. I'm like getting used to it, hydrating it, putting some how do you call it? Flaxseed gel for my curls, and it's looking cute. Anyways, um I'm a new version and a new era is getting in front of me. Also, random fact, but it's gonna be easier for me to paint because I don't know if y'all noticed, but a lot of my paintings, I use myself as references. So this is why there's a lot of, characters with locks because I use myself as reference and my experiences. So it's gonna be easier to paint myself because I'm bald. But yeah, a new journey is unfolding in front of me, and I'm really happy about it. And I'm thankful for everyone. And I'm gonna try and be more consistent on here. I swear. I swear. I'm gonna be more consistent. At least once a week. I mean, next week, I'm gonna see y'all and I'm gonna post something. Pinky promise. I love you guys and see y'all next time.